So apparently Cam Newton was playing water polo. Have you guys heard anything about this at all? The Junior Olympics are on the way. Registration is open, and lots of college water polo talk next on The Counterattack. Hi everyone, Greg Mescall here. Thanks for joining us on The Counterattack. We start things off first with this image. You've certainly seen it by now. Posted last week from Cam Newton, the NFL MVP, playing water polo. He shared it on his Instagram. We posted it on our Twitter account, and the social media world has never been the same when it comes to the sport of water polo. Nickelodeon confirms Cam was at the USA Water Polo National Training Center taping an upcoming episode of his new Nickelodeon show, All In with Cam. More on the episode when it airs. What we're going to talk about here today is the internet reaction, and it was fast, it was fierce, and it was widespread. You had audiences from all over the place converging. Water polo people, football people, people that love Cam Newton, people that hate Cam Newton. It brought together a crazy reaction. I think most reactions fell in one of three categories, a pie chart, if you will. One, wow, that was awesome. I'd hate to be the guy in the receiving end of that throw. Cam Newton's a crazy athlete, and he might have taken someone's head off with that ball. Then there was the Cam lovers. Cam is bae. This guy's a good-looking guy. Look at how ripped he is in the pool. Way to stay in shape in the offseason. And the last, it was the water polo people. Some loved it, but some had to get in there and really break it down technically. Some water polo folks analyzed this picture more than people looked at that dress photo from the internet last year. You know, the one that was either black and blue or gold and white. Personally, I saw gold and white, but water polo folks, some of you guys broke this thing down so far, you had questions. Is the guy in the deep end? Is he in the shallow end? That's not how you egg beat her. Why is he throwing the ball that way? His arm angle's all jacked up. Why is he wearing a goalie cap? And is that a women's ball? Let's try and address some of your huge concerns here. First, you're missing the entire picture. The NFL MVP gave water polo a shot. That's the start and the end of this story. It's great exposure for the sport of water polo. But let's break it down a little bit further. First of all, why would Cam Newton be wearing number 1? I can't figure this out. Does anyone know why he might be wearing number 1? Oh yeah, that's his number on the football field. So let's suspend reality just for a moment and go with the fact that the guy likes to wear number 1. Makes sense. 2, is that a women's ball he's holding? Well, he is at the National Training Center, home of the USA Women's National Team. There might have been a women's ball laying around. That might make sense. Is he in the shallow end? Well, for anyone who's been at the Los Alamitos pool, raise your hand if you've been there about 1,000 times. I can tell you that is the deep end for sure. So water polo folks, let's just enjoy this moment. Take it all in. Love the fact that a sport that we all agree could use a little bit more exposure got some from the NFL MVP. And if you don't believe me, just check out some of the national media.
Mike, here's an inspiring athletic tweet from USA Water Polo. Yes, that is NFL MVP Cam Newton. And that's my Olympic sport, Mike, so I'm fired up to see Cam Newton in the water.
In addition to Pro Football Talk on NBC showing some love, a couple of other small outlets picked up on the story. Maybe you've heard of ESPN, Yahoo Sports, CBS, Deadspin. You get the idea. This thing was trending on the internet for several days last week. So water polo fans, don't downplay it. Don't take the wind out of the sails. Could Cam beat your JV team in a game? Who knows? Could he swim all 4 quarters? Who cares? You're missing the point. This is about the NFL MVP shedding a light on water polo, a sport we all agree deserves more exposure. It's the game you know and love. But sometimes it almost felt like the guy who wins the lottery and complains. Hey man, this is great, but they gave me all my money in 20s and I wanted hundreds. Hey bud, you're still rich. Don't worry about it. Enjoy the day. So water polo fans, next time a great athlete, an NFL MVP, or someone else from another sport wants to give water polo a try, don't look for everything wrong with the image. Embrace it. Go with it. It's good for the game. And now we turn to women's college water polo. This past Friday, UCLA and Arizona State got together for the first time this season in a top 5 matchup. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from Pac-12 Network.
Arizona State, strong start. They got some good goals early. Daisy Carter with a clutch one here to draw things level early on. But then things started going the wrong way. Off the bar, off the post.
Yeah, I thought everything started beautifully for ASU. You know, they had those two goal swings, one at the end of the first quarter and then one at the end of the second quarter.
And a confidence boost was given by Alexa Thielman, redshirted a year ago to train with Team Canada. She came up huge today with a game-high 4 goals to pace that Bruin attack.
Well, and I think that's one of the strong suits of this UCLA team is their depth at that center position, and Thielman and Forster. And
UCLA tops Arizona State. A big game with Stanford looming, though. Thanks for joining us here on the Pac-12 Network.
And now we take a look around the rest of the water polo scoreboard. Conference play in full swing. Some of the best teams in the country meeting as we get closer to the playoffs. Here are some of those results. More water polo on the way at a college venue, but not a college game. USC will play host to Team USA versus Australia on May 22nd in a doubleheader. Games start at 1 p.m. Tickets are on sale now at usawaterpolo.org. Don't miss your chance to see Team USA in action on the road to Rio. If you're not in the area, you can't be there. Both games will be televised live on NBC Sports Network. More great water polo coming up this summer. It's the world's largest water polo event. It's the Junior Olympics. It returns to Northern California this July. Registration is open now for the JOs as a whole and the JO qualifiers. Make sure you get signed up for the qualifiers in your zone, and we hope to see you and your club at the world's biggest water polo tournament this summer. Well, if you're a fan of the USA Water Polo YouTube channel, and we presume you are because you're here right now watching this show, you may have noticed our Inside Water features over the last couple of weeks profiling athletes on Team USA. Here's a clip from one of our recent ones on USA men's national team athlete Alex Rolsa. Keep in mind, these videos come out every Tuesday and Thursday, so don't forget to tune in and learn more about your favorite Team USA athlete.
Well, one of the things some people might not know, but I think is really easy to guess now, I'm not born in America. So my mother is American, and therefore I'm able to play for the United States. I've only been here now for about a year and a half. So I was not born and raised in SoCal like almost everybody else on the team. But besides that, I think I'm just running like average Joe.
And now we turn to our social media send-off. It's how we end every episode of The Counterattack. We'll get right into it. Spoiler alert, there will be a couple of Cam Newton tweets. We start things off, however, with Flop Friday. The USA women's national team started off this amazing trend, and they continue to raise the bar. Check out their latest offering. And from there, all the major sports Twitter accounts got in on the action when it came to Cam Newton playing water polo. The NFL Twitter account offering some thoughts. How about the NFL on ESPN? Madden Football, one of the great video games of all time, asked the question, what would Cam's water polo throw rating be? Is there a 99 rating? That's probably where he would be, at least for speed, knowing how he throws a football. Longtime NFL writer Judy Batista, pretty surprised at all this Cam Newton water polo talk. NFL player Junior Gillette gives his thoughts on Cam Newton playing water polo. ESPN's Trey Wingo knows a dab is getting teed up here, even in the water, once this goal is completed. Sports Illustrated here may be taking it a little too far, suggesting that this one photo means Cam is perhaps the best water polo player of all time. I mean, if we're playing that game, this photo might indicate I'm the best slam dunk artist there ever was. We know both things aren't quite true. After that, Maggie Steffens, longtime fan of the NBC show The Voice, finally a dream came true. She got to visit with Sister Teresa, cool stuff there. Thomas Dunston training with the USA men's national team, but he is on the way to USC for college. Check out the jacket Thomas broke out on signing day via OC Varsity Guy on Twitter. We like that coat, Thomas. And last but not least, never heard of balloon practice in water polo. Not totally sure what the point is, but Coach Cullen sends it in here via Twitter. Maybe it's just kind of a fun way to wind down water polo practice. So that's the best of what we saw on social media this week. Thanks for sending in all of your submissions. We want to see more of it next week. Use the hashtag counterattack, and we'll share it right here on the show. That's going to do it for this week's episode. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, even if you're Cam Newton playing water polo on the counterattack, look weak side.